without her taking the time at that point in time in my academic journey, I would have never investigated the honors program because I didn't think it was for me.
Hi, I'm Mariam Zamila. I'm a communication faculty here at CGCC. I was teaching public speaking. It was in the middle of the course, and suddenly I had a student who seized, and it was an unsettling experience. They asked about how long the student seized, so it was important for me to look at the time. When he had a seizure, I automatically called 911. As I was calling, I had students take out big objects where he was seizing because obviously he didn't have sense of what was happening, so that he wasn't getting injured. After giving the vital information to the people like paramedics at 911, I called public safety. And public safety, it was important to call public safety because the paramedics needed direction in terms of where the classroom was located. So I asked them to stay in certain place to walk them up to the classroom because I was in third floor. Yes, so after the class was over, I documented, I submitted a care report. I let my lead know as well as my chair because they needed to be aware of the situation. So my class was definitely in shock. I had a talk with them afterwards about the situation. I asked them how they felt. Mm-hmm. I also offered them counseling services at Chandler-Gilbert, which we have available. And so there were a couple of students that said they got the information from me, but for the most part, I was so impressed with their reaction and how they handled the whole situation. If you ever experience seizure or medical emergency, look at the time, get an idea of how long the incident is taking place. Definitely call 911 because it is a medical emergency, and then call public safety. Refrain from touching the student because even though we want to help somebody, we can be harmful towards them.
My name is John Dean and I teach composition, humanities, and creative writing. I had a student with an urgent concern that I had noticed some things going on, and another student came to me. They were working on a group project together, and that other student said that this student had said that they were suicidal. So I, right away, I contacted people I needed to contact, but I also talked to the student individually just to see how they were doing, and they broke down. Were very upset, were having some struggles at home, and so I talked to them and then walked them over to counseling and handed them off to one of our amazing counselors and got that student the help they needed right away. Initially, I did contact campus police because the situation was so serious. I talked to the student and got them to the counseling center so they could get the help they needed, and then I filled out a CARES report after to make sure that it was a follow-through with the student to check on them and get them the help, all of the help they needed. So I've had students get upset before during conferences and even in classes, and I've walked them over and filled out the CARES report before. This was different because the threat was, the person had threatened to hurt themselves. I had to take that very, very seriously and get them the help they needed as soon as possible. So it was a different level. But you could tell there was something going on with this student where they were really struggling. We know our students really well, and we're with them a lot. I do conferences with students, so I get to know them on an individual level in some ways. And we know when there's something wrong, and we should trust that instinct. It can never hurt to help a student, to ask a student how they're doing, and if they needed some additional support or resources. In this case, it was because it was so serious. I wanted to get them the resources they needed right away. But I would say always kind of trust your instinct. And I do like the thing of walking over the counseling center because I believe, from my own experiences of suffering from depression or whatever it may be, if someone says I can get you help, would you like to go get help? we may not make it over there. We may say, "Oh, I'll feel better tomorrow," or I don't want to deal with this right now. So it's really important to walk them over there, get them connected with a counselor who's going to talk with them and get them the help they need. Because I just don't feel like they may not make that walk on their own, and I don't know if we should ask them to either.
My name is Vanessa Guy. I am the short-term program analyst for student rights and responsibilities. So I'm the case manager of any care cases that come through or any of the scholarship applications. A lot of things I see from faculty and the CARES reports that come through, there's a variety. There will be financial hardships, maybe if students haven't really been present in the classroom, they've noticed kind of some change in the student, or any personal issues. There's times where students... So we welcome all types of care reports. Normally what I'll do when I get them is I'll triage where they need to go. It might be a referral to counseling, maybe a referral to DRS if they've mentioned some students have had, things in the past. In some cases, I'm just able to connect with the student and refer them to the food pantry or the produce distribution. I'll go ahead and connect them with student life if it's something on that end of the house. Housing information, the Williams campus housing, or I have a list of ASU off-campus housing that we can refer students to check out for housing there. If it's for utilities, we connect with AZ Send just to see if there's anything they can help with utilities and connect them there.
So the first time I heard about the CARES program was from my then division chair, Vanessa Sandoval, and it was at an adjunct training event. And so it was a report of when students need assistance. Here's another way that adjuncts can help. So over the years with the CARES report, some of the things that I've reported have been financial concerns, have been academic concerns. So this summer was unique in that the student within the first 3 days of class expressed an issue with a negative event in their housing. And so I let the student know I would issue the CARES report, followed up with the CARES report number, and then Yvette from that department, from the CARES department, had said the student was not responsive. The student's work was also of concern, so I reached out to my team lead, Erin Sanchez, and asked for help with what should I do now. I did not know, and now I do, that you can do a second CARES report on the same student. So I issued the second CARES report for academics. Vanessa Guy reached out, was able to connect with the student and help both academically and with the housing situation. So the student was able to be referred to great resources.
So some of the really good things I've seen faculty and instructors do for the CARES reports, as much detail as possible. So including, what student information they've provided, giving us a little bit of that background if they have it, and just letting the student know, hey, I'm going to refer this to our CARES team. They can go ahead and connect with you, just so then they're expecting it and they're not thrown off by it. I've seen better success rates where when I'm reaching out to them, they'll say, okay, my bio instructor did let me know you're going to contact me. So a few weeks ago, we had a student that was really, they're doing so well academically, but they're submitting everything from their phone. So they wanted, knowing that they're going to graduate next semester, what can I do? The library does a loaner laptop program. The student had no idea about it. They were able to connect with the library, get a loaner, get that checked out. That's something that students can do each semester. They just fill out a dynamic form and an agreement, and then they're good to go.
I will always work with the CARES team and issue reports for students whenever I need to. And again, I think part of it, as any of the Chandler-Gilbert Community College faculty can do, is really listen to our students, be tuned in to what their needs are and different ways that we can help them. And sometimes that help just means connecting with a department that can do something outside of the classroom.
So as the program analyst of student rights and responsibilities, I love just working with the students, kind of hearing their stories. Everyone has something they go through, and just kind of that aha moment of knowing, we're here to help. Maybe these are resources that benefit you. So just knowing we've turned someone's negative day into a positive day, I just really like that. Always feel free to reach out. Always do a CARES report. If you have that gut feeling or they're just unsure, just fill it out. Worst case, we close it out. It's nothing serious, but if they have that gut feeling or know something isn't right, just fill it out.
My name is Diane Lindeman, and I am in the nursing program, Block 1 at Chandler-Gilbert Community College this fall. Absolutely. I was in English 101, and it was Professor Rude had brought it up in class one day, and she was going over the different avenues for honors, the honors program. And I spoke with her after class one day, and she said, you know, you really need to look into this. And I thought, I don't really think that's for me where I'm at in my, you know, academic career being a returned student. She goes, no, you really need to look into it. I think it would benefit you in more ways than one. It just gave me another incentive to do well. I was kind of at that time testing the waters, so to speak, because I was a returned student. I needed to make sure that this was the right decision for me. So by partaking in the honors program, it gave me a little bit more of a challenge, and it gave me a little bit more perspective in, hey, I'm in the right spot. I can do this, and I can do it well. It helped me across the board, not only in that class, but as I continue to take classes, my prereqs and my co-reqs to get me ready for nursing school. I felt my confidence blossom. I knew I had resources available to me. I knew I could handle those challenges, and I'll be able to handle those challenges in my nursing curriculum.